just to talk a bit about the election, and what we're going to experience today and what we're going to wake to tomorrow, and how we can maybe hold it as Christians. And I want to start out by this, and it's something I wrote a blog on as well. Like, we're going to wake to a different place tomorrow, and it's important just to have a clear starting point that half of the people are going to be disappointed, half are going to be thrilled. That's the way life is going to work tomorrow. And I know, after having taught, American history for years and years, for a couple of decades actually, that the founding fathers knew this. They knew that democracy is messy at times. It has ragged edges. It can bring out the best in people. It can bring out the worst in people. That's why our system is structured the way it is, with a system of checks and balances. And that just is true. And it's interesting, because we can look at it and think this is such a mess, but the reality is, what's better? I mean, do we have other systems that work better? Not necessarily, so we accept that this system is imperfect, and that it's the way we move forward, and we're just going to do the best we can with that. So a thought with all this, friends, as we just move forward as best we can, is to just keep on remembering, and these, I'm borrowing Greg Boyle's words here, to keep first things recognizably first. And I love that phrase on so many levels, and there's two key parts to it. Obviously, there's first things, and you know what those first things are: love, care, compassion. And it will be very easy, to whatever side of the political divide we're on, to demonize others. And yet, when you demonize others, you're demonizing some of your best friends and family, because we all are experiencing that. I don't know anybody as a pastor who has a family or friend who have a total homogeneous view towards the way the political future looks. So that's the first things first. And then the idea of recognizably, keeping them recognizably so. And what that means is we have to live that. We really have to believe it. So we have our belief, and we can't just hold that as like this nice belief, this nice thing you have on the side. It actually has to be something we live into. And it has to be recognizable in our lives. Now, that does not mean we don't speak our minds, or we don't have strong opinions, or we don't have concerns that we voice. None of that is true, obviously. But what it means is it's all done within the context of love, and this love for things that move out in circles, and in Swedenborgian thought, that's just key. We have our closest knit relationships. That's where it starts. Bumps out into our immediate communities, bumps out into our nation, bumps out into our world, bumps out there into the universe and God. And that idea that we want to be living in that smallest of circles as best we can, and then seeking just to radiate that out, radiate that out, radiate that out. So we send ripples out there into the world. And it's not a love that's kind of like, again, I say it a lot, it's Brene Brown's phrase, actually, it's not a lot of rainbows and unicorns. It's actually a love that has an edge to it, and can move forward with both humility and with courage. And that's what it really takes. And so, are we going to wake to a different world tomorrow? Are we going to awaken to a different world tomorrow? Absolutely. On either side, like, who knows, right? But that doesn't mean that we aren't going to wake and continue to move on as people, as I don't know, as life unfolds. There was a great quote that I loved and heard this years ago, which is, if we guard everything in our life, every decision is life and death, we're going to be dead a lot. And that's the kind of thinking I think we need to avoid. We need to, whatever happens, we need to keep moving forward, doing the best we can, one foot in front of another, being the most loving, caring, compassionate people we can be. So that's the thought on this election day, friends, and I hope that makes a lot of sense to you. And what we're going to do now we're going to do our little meditation. So with that, get a little breath. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and Be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, and bring you home. Amen. All right, dear friends, wishing you all the very best. Feel free to leave comments in the comment section, and we will respond to those in due course, but certainly wishing everyone a beautiful week. Take care. Like our content? It's funded by viewers like you. Please consider becoming a sustaining supporter